All right, so here's the thing. I just finished reading Ottessa Moshfegh's Homesick for Another World, and this book literally sent me into an existential crisis. I am spiraling and I'm out of control. So I have to tell you guys something about me. I have always been an outer space chick. I love the concept of space. I think it's cool. I was a kid, when you asked them what they wanted to be when they were younger, I would say astronaut. I'm like, take me away from Earth, get me out of here, this is ghetto. And yeah, I mean, I even wear a moon necklace, like I just am like the stellar queen. This is where Homesick for Another World comes into play, because why would Ottessa Moshfegh write something that doesn't even relate to space, but just kind of has like that same sort of dreadful feeling that you get when thinking about space, that sends you spiraling into like an abyss? And I don't know if I'm okay with that. Like, I don't know if that's what I signed up for. Yeah, I was the girl who had those like glow in the dark stars all over my room as a child. You can call me the queen of all things alien. Love a good neon green moment. But here's the thing. If someone were to ask me, hey Ebony, would you go into outer space? The answer would very well be no, because I get the same like overwhelming feeling about space that I get about like vast open water, is that I'm terribly afraid of it and I feel very small, but I'm at the same time very fascinated by it. Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about how like all of these like feelings about being severely insecure about how minuscule your existence is, while also like marveling in the fact that we're all on a floating rock in space, just like vibing, you know, just vibing. This is the book. This book, Homesick for Another World, is a collection of short stories by Ottessa Moshfegh. 14 stories in this collection, I believe. Yeah, there are 14 stories in this short story collection. And like, I mean, like, come on. It is giving like 1950s, like, was the moon landing fake? You know, little conspiracy theorists with the old school UFO. I wanted to pick this up because on the back of the book, it says they yearn for connection and betterment, but are often tripped up by their own baser impulses and existential insecurities. And yeah, same. I was not expecting, and the writing, oh my god, okay, yeah, this is what confuses me. The writing was so good, but I was cringing so badly. It was just plain, straight up disgusting. Ottessa Moshfegh in these stories gives her characters a sort of like very bleak outlook on life. They're all very weird, like very, very weird, in a way that would be polarizing, because she focuses a lot on food and body image and stank breath. I swear to God, I think one of the lines in the stories was like, yeah, like my favorite part about our relationship is kissing you in the morning with your stank morning breath. This collection of short stories is just very bizarre. And the thing about this, okay, the thing about this collection is that so many times I wanted to put it down. And I will commend Ottessa Moshfegh. Her writing is very good, but the subject matter, like, this was a very edgy book in a way that could very well put like 50% of the people who pick this book up, and then the other 50% are like me, who are like slightly like prone to anxiety but like still curious about existentialism. And at the end of the day, like, you still spiral into like this sort of mild anxiety episode where you're like overthinking everything and contemplating like all of these dark subject matters. Like, she talks about death like a lot in this book, so sorry sorry, trigger warning. She talks about death in this book, and I am like also one of those people, like, this is my favorite form of self-sabotage. I've become fascinated with some of these things, and I'll literally watch like, what happens if you were to fall into a black hole? And then like I fixate on it, and then it freaks me out even more. Yeah, I don't know. This book fried my brain. If I were to rate it, I would give it, I'm gonna do like a question mark sort of rating. So 1 question mark is like kind of sane, and 5 question marks means like what, like my brain is still trying to compute what happened. Like I have 3 brain cells, and this is live footage of my 3 brain cells. Like, they're struggling. And I don't know if I loved it, I don't know if I hated it, but I'm definitely disgusted by it and freaked out by it. You're probably here for the plot. So the thing about these stories is that they have this sort of thread connecting them. None of the stories begin in the way that like you feel very grounded in the story, and I think that's done on purpose. I think that's very smart on Ottessa Moshfegh's part, because she kind of throws you into like this sort of weird, wonky, very grounded and like nasty bodily functions and like creepy, gross people. And within the stories, like there's always certain, like this one specific thing that they're trying to go for, and it's usually a relationship. As her character is going through relationships, whether it's like someone that they see who works at a library that they visit all the time. Ottessa Moshfegh just has this way of like interweaving these very strange characters and stories with a thread of contemplation of what is life. And she does it in a way that doesn't glamorize it. She does it in a way that is very disgusting. I mean, just like very vulgar. Like anything that you can list under acts or activities that are very vulgar and off-putting, it's in this book. And I don't know what to do, what to think, what to say anymore. I would definitely read more for work. The thing is, I wanted to put this collection of short stories down so much, but then I came across very like moving moments in the writing that forced me to keep reading. Otherwise, I think I would have put it like DNF'd it within the first like 5 pages, honestly. Like I was immediately cringing in the 5th page. But I don't know, I kept on reading. I guess you could say I was like enjoying it in like a weird way. And once I got to the ending stories are actually some of my favorites, because it's not like as edgy and as polarizing. Like if there's a content warning for this book, I think every possible content warning would be involved. So please, like if you're thinking of checking this out, keep that in mind. But yeah, I don't know, don't read this. Actually, don't read it, because you're gonna like feel things and experience things and like read things that you don't want to read. But yeah, I don't know, I'm saying all that to say I think the overall tone of this book, it just felt very unnecessary and not what I was expecting. And also I want to say this book is not a sci-fi book by any means, like at all. It's very grounded in our world, but in a way that fixates on the absolute atrocities and like just like nasty things that people do. Oh my god, I think on my scale of like 1 question mark to 5 question marks, I would definitely give this a solid 5 question marks, like maybe even more. Like I think I should double it, because I don't know what to feel about this book. I don't know why this book has sent me into like a somewhat like anxious fit, like a fit of anxiousness, you know? And yeah, very bizarre. Don't recommend it. Like, please don't read it. I don't even think I can rate this book. Like, if I were to give it actual star ratings, I would give it a 2 out of 5. Writing outstanding, content, subject matter, the way that it just sent me spiraling, like negative stars. Like negative. No stars, okay? And yeah, I don't know if I'm making any sense. I didn't plan anything. It's just been eating at my mind ever since I finished it, and I was like, I have to get my raw like visceral reaction to this book down and talk about it and be done with it, because I don't think I ever want to see it again. Although the cover I do love, but I don't think I ever want to like look at any of the pages ever again. If you have read this book, let me know what you thought of it. Like, did you spiral from it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? If you like this sort of ranty book review, you can subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.
And I was like, Yo.